everybody, this is Mythikai here, and today I'm going to talk about some new Godzilla 14 information. This time I'm going to talk about all the information that was released this week. Yes, this week. Everything. So there's been a bunch of new stuff. You know, we got some leaked footage, we got some screenshots, we got some featurettes, we got some banners, pictures, images, all this epic stuff. And yeah, now I'm all going to talk about them today in this one specific video. You know, to find information about the new film instantaneous before, you know, it comes out. You can go ahead and check my Google Plus page, you know, instead of me doing a whole entire video, which takes me more longer. So yeah, first of all, we'll be talking about the Godzilla 2014 making the music featurette, but it's officially called Godzilla 2014 making the music Alexander Desplat. That's how it's called, like officially called. So this was, I guess, uploaded by Water Tower Music. So yeah, I'll let you guys hear this new featurette. It barely shows any new footage. It just shows the thoughts and reactions of Earth Edwards and Alexander Desplat by making, and also showing him making the music. And then it shows some minor footage, new footage, and it is some soldiers running around. Looks like a obliterated, destroyed city, and the background it's pitch black, so it looks like it's nighttime. Looks like it's, you know, San Francisco, which is, you know, burnt up. So yeah, very cool. So I'll let you guys hear this. 3, 2, 1. This is owned by Legendary and Warner Brothers and all the people who worked on it super hard on it.
Biggest inspiration is music. It shouldn't be a separation between this is a blockbuster, therefore it's cheesy popcorn, and this is like a highbrow movie. I feel like there's a place, or at least I grew up with films where the two are combined, and it was like trying to find this hybrid that was like classic blockbuster territory that has like an emotional heart at the center of it. I created a playlist on my phone and just drag and dropped all my favorite soundtracks, and the person who got a high score was Alexander Desplat.
That's surprising.
I always try to do movies that are different from the ones I've done before, and this movie is the perfect example. I've never done a monster movie before. 5 and 33, just first and seconds. When I saw Gareth's first film, Monsters, I was really impressed by not only the sensitivity, but the attention he was paying to the characters. And that's very rare. I think Godzilla needed to keep something very organic. That's why I decided to put together an orchestra which was also really stupidly big, as big as Godzilla, because otherwise, if the orchestra was not big enough, I would have had to stuff the score with a lot of electronics, which I didn't want to do.
Our movie's such a mix of different locations. There's, you know, it's an ensemble piece with different characters, you know, and he was able to create this thread that weaved through the whole thing and made it one big whole.
It seemed very important to me that the music would emphasize these characters' broken souls. That's why we have a huge setup with a string section, first violins, second violins, left, right, so they can do some very strong stereo movements. And I've doubled the brass, doubled the horns, and that's also left, right. So even though there'll be a lot of explosions and things going on, we'll have a lot of space created by the score.
He always says, oh, I can't elevate the film, I just like compliment it and stuff, but he does elevate it. He's elevated our movie for sure.
So there we have it. So yeah, as we heard, it's like Alexander Desplat actually got a whole entire orchestra just to make this film, which is very, very nice. And also, he mentions that every film, he wanted to be different, and he said this was a good example, because it seems like he did not make any monster movie yet. So I guess it's his turn to, take on the monster movie role as the composer. So yeah, very, very cool. It's 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Link in the description below before you can check it out. So yeah, that's that. Very, very cool. Next thing going on, we have a new Godzilla 2014 SH Monster Art sneak peek on May 16th. The full review of the full the full view of the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2014 figure will be released, showing its glory, its whole glory. So as you see there, it's kind of blurry-ish. It has this napkin-like texture in. You could see the figure a little bit. The face not too much, the tail not too much, the legs not too much, the arms. But you can really see the detail. It looks like it's very gray. You see the chest area, a little bit of the spikes. Very, very nice. It looks like this Godzilla's going to have this very rough skin. You can see a little bit of his feet and the kneecaps. The kneecaps look so amazing. And it looks like this figure has a bunch of articulation that you can move the tail easily, move even the head. I wonder the mouth closes, which I believe it's going to, open and close. The feet, they look amazing. I mean, it's not like the structure of the feet. I'm saying like the toenails. I don't know why, but I just really like that. It really stands out. So it looks like the paint texture looks like it's this gray, blackish like color in some areas, and then we have this yellow bone like caramel like color in the chest area, which goes all the way to the bottom of the tail, which is very, very nice. Looks like this Godzilla has a very long tail, just like the Heisei Godzillas, and it looks like it has a very pointy tail that ends kind of like an iguana's, because iguana's tail, whenever they hit something, it really has a big impact. So whenever this Godzilla hit something with its tail, that's gonna really damage that thing. Either the victim, which is probably the Mutos, or the wing Muto, or maybe the eight-legged Muto, or possibly even the military, maybe some buildings, structure, anything of that sort. So it's gonna be very, very cool. So yeah, that's very nice. Next thing we have it looks like, I believe, leaked Godzilla 2014 picture. Now why I'm saying this is because the quality is very, very bad. But it looks like right here it's different perspective kind of, and you see either Godzilla is about to roar or Godzilla already finished roaring. So yeah, very, very nice. You see Godzilla, he has an evil grin. And one of my friends said that he kind of reminds them of the Joker a bit. And even the Jeff Killer. So yeah, we see the gills right here. So Godzilla is going to have gills. I don't know why everybody's upset about that. Just a little minor thing. Barely anything, guys. Just gills. And then you see the Godzilla spikes right there. Looks like he's about to confront the spoiler, the mini wing meter, I guess you can say. This is from the spoiler WonderCon footage. He's about to fight the mini wing meter or whatever in the airport scene, because you can see a reflection of some flames on one side. The other side is just pitch black, because that's the setting of that scene. Very, very nice, very cool. Looks like he's about to confront the mini wing meter, or just the wing meter, whatever. Very, very phenomenal. Okay, that's that. And also, the Art of Destruction book has been released yesterday, and I already ordered it. I didn't find it on anywhere in my store, so I ordered it. It's going to come by on May either 16th or 19th, or somewhere around there, as well as the NECA one I also ordered. Next thing, new Godzilla 2014 Mexican banner. Yes, we already got a Godzilla 2014 San Francisco banner, Hong Kong banner, Italian banner, and French banner. Now we have a Mexican banner. So we see Godzilla. It kind of just Godzilla showing off its spikes. You can really see the detail. The way how Godzilla is really reminds me of Hong Kong. Either it is literally Hong Kong, except they just added the Mexican-like buildings, or they kind of different. It was, they switched a little bit about it, of just Godzilla. That's why I'm focusing anyways. But anyways, But then that's when they tweak some things, but it looks very similar. But I don't know. But yeah, you see some Mexican buildings. You see that Mexican tower. You know, I've seen that before. And then we see a crumbled city. It's on the straw. The background's orange, just like, you know, most of the banners. So yeah, very, very cool. This was released on Twitter from what I found them. So yeah, next thing is amazing. Next thing is amazing. There was actually some leaked footage of Godzilla shooting its atomic breath at the A-Lake in Muto. Yes, you heard me right. Godzilla shooting its breath at its atomic beam, you know, whatever, at the Muto. Awesome. I get it's a fight scene. So yeah, it looks like this is linked to the scene with the winged Muto about to confront Godzilla. It looks like it's the same because you see some soldiers right there in this building, and it looked very similar, very similar. But yeah, this is recorded by a camera, it looks like. So that's why I can tell it's leaked. I don't think it was officially released. Because if Legendary Warner Brothers literally just got a camera and then recorded it and then that was official, that would be lame. Lame. But, you know, most likely this is leaked. So yeah, very cool. And, you know, it looks like the video game screenshot thing of Godzilla shooting atomic breath is indeed correct. So this is massive spoilers. So if you do not want to, you know, be spoiled about how Godzilla's atomic breath will look like in the big screen, or even a little mini fight scene, then please do not even watch this video, which will be definitely left in the description below as a link where you can check it out yourself. This is called Godzilla 2014 Atomic Breath, and it is, I actually won't even say who made it, for Legendary Warner Brothers cannot bust him. So yeah, I guess this is a mini review and to lower the volume just in case for not copyright reasons, and I not put any pictures. It's owned by Legendary Warner Brothers and respective owners. So at first, you know, and actually, the guy who's recording it, unfortunately, you know, first of all, the camera quality is super bad. So I can't wait to see on HD and in the silver screen, the big screen. Second of all, he's gasping the whole time. He's like, like that. He's, you know, yelling some bits. He's gasping a bit. You know, it's really distracting. But anyway, let's get into the real thing. So first of all, it starts out, it's completely blank. The screen is all black. But you hear some roars, and then all of a sudden, boom, you see Godzilla shooting atomic breath. Its spikes are glowing a little bit, not too much. And then, you know, it's, you know, shooting atomic breath, and Muto is, it looks like this is a scene where Godzilla is barely shooting atomic breath, because you can see the Muto is actually was about to charge at Godzilla. Then that's when he, I guess, was shooting atomic breath right whenever he was charging at it. Yeah, you can see it's, you know, Godzilla shooting this blue beam. It looks like it's this like flame-like texture to it. Very nice. The Muto is actually pulled back all the way back. It looks like the beam actually hit his face, but it looks like he's not even being affected by it. It is his face, and then it looks like he's about to collide in this building. You know, he's still trying to sustain himself, trying to not fall down. You see Godzilla's spikes glow. Very amazing. It looks like this new version of Godzilla, it looks like it is confirmed that whenever it's shooting atomic breath, the spikes are glowing while it's shooting the beam. Very cool. See some soldiers, they're all, you know, scared. So Godzilla's still shooting at it. Muto's really impacted. He collides on this building. He doesn't fall yet. That's when these soldiers are running through the streets of, I guess, Chinatown, I think, I don't know, or San Francisco, most likely. That's when they look up, and that's when they see Godzilla shooting a atomic beam at Muto. Muto's really struggling. He's trying to get back at him, and then that's when he charges at him. But then Godzilla shoots him more. The Muto's pulled back. Man, that Muto's really being affected by this. And that's when you see this human perspective of this man or something in this building. And you can see through the windows Godzilla shooting an atomic beam. And you see the Muto, you know, about to collide in that building. You know, he hits one building, that's when, you know, he's suffering. His arms are combed all over the place. Very cool. That's what the Muto is supposed to do. Okay, now let's hear this without me interrupting you. You'll see what I mean by people gasping and screaming and all this stuff. 3, 2, 1, go. This is owned by Legendary Warner Brothers. That's technically it. Wait, let me actually say that again. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, this is. Sorry, I'm so sick. Anyways, but this is amazing. This is amazing. And now that I look at it, this looks. It actually is kind of good quality. Actually, now that I look at it better. But at the same time, it's actually still bad quality. Anyway, I take that back. I take that back. But yeah, I'll put the link to this in the description below. My God. Oh, it looks like I read the description, and this video belongs to another website. He just decided to post it here. Okay. Okay, very nice. My God, this is amazing. Amazing. Wow, I really cannot believe they even leaked this or whatever. Very nice. Okay, next thing. There's a new Godzilla 15 featurette, and it is 13 minutes long, or exactly to be 12 minutes and 45 seconds long. Now, I think this will be maybe part 1, because this featurette, if I do a review on it, this video might be 30 minutes long. Literally. I already did a test recording on this. It was 33 minutes long, to be exact. With I don't know how many seconds or milliseconds. Anyways, but it's going to be a very long video if I actually even review this international featurette. But, okay, I'll just go ahead. I'll just go ahead and do it right now. I'll leave the link to this as well. Yeah, I'll leave the link to this as well. Okay, so pretty much, I guess I'll review it, I guess, kind of. I don't know if I should even review this or not. Should I actually review this? Fine, I'll just go with it. Except I'll just point out the things that are new. New things. While the other things that were already seen already, I won't talk about that at all. But here we go. Get ready for a super long video.
As crazy this scenario sounds, imagine it really happened. What would it be like?
What would happen if somebody ran in this room right now and said, "Oh my God, turn on CNN, you're not going to believe what just came up out of the bay"?
Link in the description below.
There are certain things that continue to be iconic, and Godzilla, it just stands alone.
See Bryan Cranston looking from the distance, and there's some people running away.
Grew up
Maybe the Muto, I don't know what it is, but you hear this weird roar, so probably the Muto.
loving Godzilla. I thought it was fantastic.
You know, it's
You see here's the Johnson coming out from this Japanese truck.
Godzilla, it's that kind of summer blockbuster.
And that's when you see Ken Watanabe looking at the camera, and in the background you can see this devastated city. You see some 2 policemen wearing these masks for, I guess, to not be affected by the virus or something, I don't know.
Hear what's coming. And it is going to send us back to the Stone Age.
And that's when you see actually the Muto looks like he's awakening. You see the bald guy's reaction. It looks like he's panicking. And you actually see that from the point of view of the laboratory
Can you kill
thing.
it?
I don't know what it is. And that's when you see an HD shot of the military in this helicopter, or this soldier in this helicopter shooting at the 8-legged, I guess, wing Muto. But it's HD.
Yeah.
That's when you see this jumbo jet airplane passing by through this obliterated city.
Man is thinking nature
Uncle Johnson taking out his hat in this forest-like environment.
is in our control.
Really like the music. And weirdly, it actually reminds me of Disneyland. Doesn't it remind me of, like, look, just hear this part. Oh darn, I think a little bit too much. Darn, I did too much. Wow. But it really reminds me of Disneyland. Just saying, it really reminds me of Disneyland. I don't know why it reminds me of Disneyland, but it just reminds me of Disneyland. It's kind of weird. Just that theme, like dun dun dun. I don't know, something about that. Kind of weird. Okay, let's hear this again. Just let this thing load. It takes super long, but it really reminds me of Disneyland. Like, let's hear this again. Okay. Oh my God, I took all the audio. Wow. Okay, let's hear this.
Can you kill it?
The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
control.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. That reminds me of Disneyland. Just saying. Just my opinion. Anyways.
And not the other way around.
Now that reminds me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme. Sorry if I'm, bashing this theme. Anyways, that's when you see Angela Johnson taking out this gun. I don't know what he's gonna even do with the gun. Ochida. Looks like extended clip of Ken Watanabe and its crewmates, as well as Vivian Graham, which is played by Sally Hawkins, in this cave where they find the skeleton.
Some kind of fossils, right? I've been digging holes for 30 years. I've never seen anything like it.
I think if you went around the world with like a silhouette of any character you could ever think of.
Ooh, next thing is this building. Looks like there's actually a shadow of Godzilla's spikes. Very nice.
I think probably one of the most recognizable that the whole world would spot is Godzilla.
Hey guys, you gotta see this.
I don't know what generation anyone could be from, but at a certain point in your life, it's just something that you learn.
Whether it's coming over a mountain,
Angela Johnson looking at this hilltop and there's this giant explosion.
whether it's coming up out of the water, is this force of nature personified.
And it doesn't even matter if you've ever seen the movie or not. Everybody
So you see these people in Hawaii, or citizens in Hawaii, looking at these jets. Probably they're being flown to fight the Wingmita, probably. Not really sure.
sees that thing that looks like a giant dinosaur.
Next shot, very epic. We see Godzilla walking through this obliterated city. You can see a little helicopter in the background. The CGI is amazing, as well as the special effects. Looks like these buildings are deteriorated.
Or over a city, and they just know it's Godzilla.
The top of a primordial ecosystem.
Very nice. Very nice dialogue there, Sally Hawkins. Next, you see this graph of the Godzilla 24, or I guess just Godzilla specimen. You see the teeth, the skull, the spikes, the arms, a little bit of, barely the legs, the tail. Looks very, very cool. Looks like Godzilla is an ancient creature in this universe.
A god. It's a myth, and that's why it survived.
And that clip or picture was shown in this PowerPoint thing.
Because the great myths is part of our DNA.
There's something
And that's where you see these citizens, not sure from where exactly, what city, but they're admiring at something. Their faces in shock.
about Godzilla
Next, you see Godzilla swimming like a shark because you see its spikes coming out.
as a
Very cool.
force of nature, as a harbinger, of our meddling with nature,
Next shot, you see probably a guy from the Mutual Organization or Monarch Organization, whatever, and he's turning on his flashlight.
that is incredibly rescued.
Next shot, you see the soldier with his flashlight, and he's pointing at this giant egg place. I don't know what it is, but there's like these ginormous tentacles, and they're orange. So probably this is like the mutual larvae or something.
And today,
because the stories are about our relationship to these iconic.
Next shot, you see 1954. It looks like this is in 1954 because it's shown in the screen, the panel thing, where Ken Watanabe and Vivian Graham were there, and Angela Johnson. And you see Godzilla spikes coming out of the ocean. It looks like he's swimming near an island. It looks like that's where they're gonna shoot the bombs or whatever.
Symbolic creatures.
And then you see an aerial view of Godzilla swimming.
And they've lasted for such a long time.
You see, it looks like it's all calm. There's some people of the Monarch or Mutual Organization, just talking a little bit. You see the big larva thingamajigger in the background. And that's when you see this aerial view of the claw thing, whatever. And that's when you see this human perspective of, like the camera's panning on me, you see the larva thing.
Well, you knew about this thing,
More dialogue.
the whole time.
So it looks like Angela Johnson is actually surprised that they already knew about this for a bunch of time.
The brand of Godzilla has been around a long, long time.
First movie
Godzilla 1954 scenes. Epic.
came out in 1954.
Original one was not just a Godzilla movie, but a film that raised the question that the Japanese society was grappling at the time.
and it's one big metaphor for Hiroshima.
fact that Japan made this film 9 years after the bomb and brought this metaphorical creature to our consciousness. That's why it had such lasting power.
Next shot, you actually see it looks like this mine. There's a bunch of people that are digging up, and then there's some like tractors, helicopters around there. Very, very cool. It looks like this really reminds me of an ant colony because like this mass of people. There's a lot of them. Wow.
In the eyes of the world, in our movie, it had to be an origin story. So it had to be like the first time the world learned of Godzilla.
Then that's when you see, just like from the panel thing, where Ken Watanabe, Sally Hawkins, and Eric Johnson, is that they're showing that Nautilus, which is, I believe, the first nuclear submarine of the U.S., I think, and that Nautilus nuclear submarine, actually awoke something, which, you know, something is actually Godzilla.
1954, the first time a nuclear submarine reached the lower depths. It awakened something.
At the start of the film, an American family.
More like it awoken something. Next one you see Anton Johnson as a kid. Looks like he's in Japan.
Have had to move to
He's looking at something, you know, the computer of his dad, I think, I don't know.
Japan for the father's work.
I need to know that it's not the censors.
My guy, Joe Brody. He's a nuclear physicist. Joe is very, very good at his work, and he sees an anomaly in some sound pattern.
Now you see, looks like kind of like a tour of Bryan Cranston's house. Looks like you can see some magazines in the background. There's one right here. It says Radiation Hinders Janjira Bat. I don't know what that says, but he's holding this book called Echolocation. Okay, that's interesting.
That others are trying to write off as earthquakes, and the data doesn't support that. There's something more here.
Oh my God. And there is an incident in
Not Johnson. Bryan Cranston running to see what's happening, and you actually see these fumes from the Janjira, you know, passing by through this hallway, and he has to close the door, ultimately killing his wife.
and it completely destroys the family.
Once we see, I guess CJ Adam, you can say it, but I guess I can just say, Angela Johnson as a kid's face reaction of the nuclear plant being destroyed.
I play a father.
Next, you see Angela Johnson hugging his son in his bed.
And a husband.
Then that's when you see Angela Johnson hugging Elizabeth Olsen, and also vice versa.
And as well, in the military, I play an EOD officer.
If you notice, Angela Johnson is actually a father, a husband, a soldier person thing, and a son. Wow. That's a lot of roles for this one person.
Disarmed bombs, basically. My characters have it.
Then you see this little tiny discussion of Elizabeth Olsen and Angela Johnson in their house. It looks like they're talking about their father and all this.
A struggle because he lost his mother and his father hasn't really been the same since.
Joe's been arrested in Japan.
And just when he gets off of a Call of Duty, he has to go.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty or Call of Duty. Doesn't that sound familiar? Let's continue.
And try to help.
We're actually gonna, I guess it can be part 1 or something. But I'm gonna end it maybe on the 5-minute mark. Which is in around 20 seconds.
Crackpot.
Main discussion, as I mentioned.
Cuckoo theories.
Cuckoo theories.
Your father is a good man. He needs your help right now.
Yeah, he's a good man. He trespassed, and now he got secret government information, and now he's in jail. Nice.
And that really kicks off
But he's actually a very good man. Good at acting.
our journey.
Next shot, you actually see, this film is not going to be, you know, I know there's a bunch of people who actually mentioned to me that they want swear words in this film. Okay, kind of weird and interesting. And you're right, there is swear words. If you saw the Attack at Pacific Ocean clip, they actually said O-S-H-I-T. You know what that word means? I won't say it. But right here, they actually show not Angela Johnson, Bryan Cranston saying something similar to that of a cuss word, but not exactly. 3, 2, 1.
Trespassing stuff, that was just a bunch of bull.
There you go. And that's where you see Angela Johnson looks like Bryan Cranston is in the jail.
Booked along. I was just trying to get back to our
Meeting discussion again.
old house. In a quarantine. Precisely. Joe Brody.
Next you see Bryan Cranston and Angela Johnson going to the quarantine zone, which is, Japan.
Leaves
Of
something
course.
has happened.
Next you see, my God, more magazines of Bryan Cranston on Bryan Cranston's house. Nuclear Nightmare, Nuclear Crisis Grows,
Happened.
Japanese Lettering, New York Banner Meltdown, Gingier Electric Company denies role in cover-up. My God, that's a lot of magazines.
Before the world has been told was a disaster, what was actually something much greater. So it had a bit of a conspiracy, Close Encounters kind of vibe to it.
Rooted
Fine, I won't do it in 5 minutes. I'll do 6 minutes.
in a lot of these crazy natural disasters that have
Natural disasters.
been happening.
Poor doggy. Run, doggy. You already saw that too. I mean, if you haven't seen the Wonder Confidence, of course you didn't see that just yet, but I did, so I already saw this already.
You're not fooling anybody when you say that what happened
Next shot you see city. It looks like it's covered up with plants because, it's deserted. People are not, cleaning the buildings anymore because I guess it's a ghost town.
was a natural disaster.
You're lying. Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there.
Things might not be
My God, we actually see some soldiers running away from the hook larva Mito thing.
exactly
Maybe it's about to hatch.
as they seem.
Well, it does have a different color pattern because the orange things are actually getting more bright and more flame-like color. So probably that's a significant term or just a telling to the soldiers that, oh no, it's about to awaken.
Audiences will have to unravel the mystery of exactly what's going on.
That's awesome, Thomas Toll. It looks like we have to discover the story of it, which is amazing. I really like when films make you try and find the plot and all this stuff without them just blurring the whole entire thing up. And most movies are like that. I don't know what I'm actually thinking right now.
And we're all very familiar with those nuclear tests that were all done in the South Pacific, like over and over again. They let
More scenes in the PowerPoints, and we see the nuclear bomb.
off these big, massive bombs
Cool.
in the middle of the ocean.
I don't know if that's going to get negative feedback, because, there's some people who say that's offensive,
What if they were-
so I don't know.
And tests.
But hopefully it doesn't.
What if they were actually trying to kill something?
Next, you see Godzilla rising from the ocean, but you see more of his face, just like in the main trailer. Actually, you see more of his face, as I mentioned. It's more detailed and modified. Very cool. It looks like that's where they're impacting the bomb. I think that's why there was a bright flashing lights whenever in the main trailer. I think that's why, because they shoot the bomb there.
But how
Cool.
does the story of the creature actually interweave with the...
Nice word. You see Angela Johnson, it looks like I guess he's just either talking to himself or just singing to himself. And you see some soldiers preparing for an attack probably.
story of our
I think this is San Francisco maybe.
characters? And Gareth came in with a very
That's when you see this missile being picked up or whatever.
definite sense of how to do that.
Master Sergeant, my family's in the city. I need to get on that train.
Instead of trying to humanize the beast,
Nice. Angela, darn again. Bryan Cranston looking at this picture of his wife, his son, and himself, of course.
what this film does is humanize the people
Looks like he's actually holding the picture in his heart. Looks like he is really sad about the situation.
involved.
You could let me leave you myself.
This is Olsen talking to the phone. I don't know who it is exactly.
Hello?
Maybe the manager of the nurse place, I don't know. Not really sure. The doctor place.
Gareth is very much
She's a doctor, right? Or she's a veterinarian? I think she's a doctor, actually. Never mind.
a character-based director. He's crafting human beings that we can relate to, that we can sympathize with, that we can see ourselves in.
Even though it's a gigantic studios and it's shooting all over the place, but it still wants to find it a human.
Okay, so I guess this is the end for part 1. Very cool. I'll leave the link to this Giants featurette in the description below. And everything that I just mentioned. So this is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. Hopefully it's going to be released today, because tomorrow is the movie review, because I'm going to watch it on 7 p.m. But anyways, and for this video, subscribe, like, and comment. This has been the Kaiju signing out.